Hello there. This is an update video for the progress of my narrative game, Murder Among Nobles. So, the first addition that's new to this version is this opening cutscene, kind of introducing the player to what's just happened, the context of everything, or at least this opening bit, and gives a pointer is on the NPC to talk to next. Once the player is done with that cutscene, they see that NPC right in front of them, so they can just run over there and go talk to him. Another thing that's new is this specific character, because this is a character that the player is going to keep coming back to and talking to a ton of times. So whenever the player does talk to them, this NPC will actually change or rotate to face the player. There's a quest journal just like last time. I did change the key because the default key for toggling that on and off was J. I've switched it to the caps lock button so it's closer to where the movement keys are. I've also actually added the king to the scene since he's dead, and recent feedback on the previous version was, hey, I'd like to see the king dead, so I have this skeleton in his place, or to serve as him. I did change the UI prefab that's used for the dialogue pieces. It's a different style. I probably will change it to something else because this style doesn't really show the names, and it has the player's choices at the top of the screen, which isn't as ideal. And like for just one-on-one conversations, this is fine. But later on, I do have a conversation that includes all of the characters, and the dialogue gets a little confusing. So I probably will change this prefab for the UI so that conversation later on is much more clear. The other thing that's new in this iteration is this ending cutscene. It's a large conversation that includes all of the characters present in the game, and it's basically the end where it's like, hey, you killed the king, and there's a conversation of all the characters being like, yeah, here are some things just to point as to what that is. Here's the evidence we found. And the end of the conversation gives kind of an ending and cuts back to the king dead at the table. I've tried to use camera angles to kind of to make this scene more engaging, and then to also kind of focus on which character is speaking. And it's kind of worked because the character that's speaking is in the center of the frame. However, because there isn't any dialogue tags, it's not saying, oh, this person's saying this. So it still makes it a little confusing. And I did run into an issue. The player's avatar is supposed to be here with these others, but for some reason the player wasn't moved. The player was moved in the scene, but it wasn't moved to the specific location where I wanted them to be. So that's something I need to figure out for the next iteration and fix. Thanks for watching.